Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. How are y'all doing? Today we are back with some hot mess from Nueva. Nueva holds a special place in my heart, and that's absolutely sarcasm. Do y'all remember the time when they tried to have my channel taken down? Well, not taken down, copyright strike. Do y'all remember that amongst many other creators? Do y'all remember that? It didn't work out well for them. And you know what I love is that when you search Nueva online, that a lot of my content comes up before their own website. Also, I got my hair cut. Yes. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erin Bies. I'm a certified personal trainer and a fitness nutrition specialist. I'm working on Precision Nutrition's Level 1 certification as well, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing. Healed my way out, and now here I am debunking with actual science. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you have your favorite crispy Dr. Pepper Zero. You know, I have mine chilling over here. And, yeah, it should be a good time. So let me turn myself up a little bit. Oh, what are we congratulating? What happened? Oh, I got to do the live chat. What am I didn't, hold on. Yes. Also, top chat purgatory checkpoint. Get out of the top chat. Get into the live chat. It's super fun. Oh, you got good news today. I'm set to graduate on time. Congratulations, Lizzie. That's amazing. I love that so much. Hair looks great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Gidget. And Nicole, thank you. We colored it, so the roots are finally handled. They've been a little out of control, but yeah, I'm glad to be back to my, I guess it's technically considered a mixie. I feel like it's whimsical. And I love that. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? So this is Jen Cooper, and she is a former Modere rep who is in Nueva. And as I was watching this, because I had to watch it a couple times to get my notes prepared, unfortunately, she sounds just like Tony Zalecki. Just watch. You'll see what I mean. Let me check the sound here.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning. I'm actually laughing right now because I'm gonna have to start talking in code. And so I was doing some brain dumping over, what could I possibly code as the little things I'm about to talk about.
Peptides. Now listen, if you have to talk in code to try and sell your thing, you might be doing it wrong. You might not be honoring the guidelines of the platform. Just a thought.
Y'all hear me talk about it all the time, but the truth is that a lot of it gets censored on social media, like it gets cut out. And I don't want that because I want to help. And I know that there's a lot of people that this information could really help right now, but it's only going to reach if I use some code language. So I was literally laughing before I pressed play because I was coding, the
Do I need to turn her down? Y'all let me know. The vocal fry is, it's something. Also, guys, she just wants to help. She just wants to help. That's why she's doing this. Also, did you guys see the shirt? I have to move my mic a little bit. I felt like it was appropriate today. I have it linked. It's an Etsy shop, so check it out.
the pepper, the thing that rides with slides, and it was like
Does peptides rhyme with slides? Give me a yay or a nay in the comments. I must know.
Beep tides, peep tides, jeep tides. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually hilarious. So we're going to go with the peeps. We're going to go with peeps. Okay. And this is a conversation that, The only reason that I really want to have it is because obviously I talk to a lot of people every day, and I want to be very clear. Like, it makes zero difference to me, like, if people buy my stuff or they don't.
It makes zero difference whether they buy her stuff or not. I don't believe that for a second. Also, Genevieve, member for 22 months. Appreciate you so much. Almost 2 years. That is so amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you. And if you would like to become a member and become one of my financial supporters, which I appreciate, please don't feel pressured to do that. I also do a members only after party after this. So supporting is watching, commenting, liking. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being here.
What matters to me, and it's so ironic, like the irony of it, because I'm a sales coach. I'm an elite sales strategist. I have been for a really long time, and that's not a form of manipulation, guys. In fact, it's the opposite. It's, being really good in sales, all it means.
What would be the opposite of manipulation? Being honest? Being transparent? Because it's interesting that she says, "Oh, I don't care if you guys buy or not from me. I'm just trying to be helpful." Here's the thing. When we're talking about peptides, there are a lot of things that are being lumped into one category. For example, GLP-1 medications are a peptide. Insulin is a peptide. And we're grouping all of these things into one conversation. And I think that's why these platforms are locking down, if you will, on people speaking on peptides, because it's all being lumped together. Research only peptides, gray market peptides, all of those things are being lumped together. The GLP-1 medications have actual clinical studies on humans, whereas some of these for research only peptides do not. And don't even get me started on the gray market peptides. Okay.
Is helping understand what people really want and helping them get there somehow. That's really all sales is. It's helping other people get what they want in some capacity. A lot of times I can help them do it, and a lot of times I can't. Like, it depends. So in any event, we are going to have this conversation because I fear that there's a lot of misinformation out there on this topic, and I don't want people, like I said, it's weird because I'm in sales, but I don't want people to get taken advantage of.
I'm sorry. Jen. Coop, if I may. You are going to get on the internet in 2026 and say you don't want people taken advantage of. You don't want people to be taken advantage of while you are in a multi-level marketing company called Nueva. Also, there is a motive. Nueva has a product called Nueva Body, which you can only find information on their website if you buy their big transformation package that's over $300. Their website is so janky, in my opinion. You can't click on the bottle and look at the ingredients. You just kind of have to whatever. They said that that's what's in it. So yeah. And this one, I believe, has Sloop 332. Do y'all remember the whole Sloop 332 when Nueva launched last year? Wild. Anyways, she sells a product that has an ingestible, if you will, a capsule that has peptides in it. But you guys, she's just coming on to help. She doesn't care if you buy it or not. She's just coming on to help,
I want people... here's the deal. People are being taken advantage of, and people know this. Like, people are getting they're taking advantage of the fact that you may not fully understand the peeps. Like, peptides are...
Oh, do we have a new member? So the comments are just doing like a batch upload type thing. So if I don't see your comment, I promise you I'm not ignoring you. It's just for some reason... I don't know why it's doing it. Pepper slides? Leave the peeps alone. Oh, man. Oh, I hope your flight goes well. And I hope you have a great trip seeing your parents. That's awesome. Member for 6 months. Sings Nora. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Slides does not rhyme with peptides. Appreciate you. 51 months, DC. Time sure does fly, doesn't it, my friend? Unreal. Dude, what is happening? Also, running to you on the internet saved me from my MLM cult, and I'm forever grateful. Love you, friend. Love you too, my friend. Weeping Willow out. It's all good. I get it. An elite sales strategist in a multi-level marketing company. That's code for, hey, I'm an MLM coach while also being in an MLM. And here we have it. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. Hold on. Thought something else was going to pop up. My apologies. Ah, what a day. Welcome to Facts Over Feelings. Hello, M to the K. I appreciate you. Also, there's only 74 of us and 28 likes. Say what? Let's get that handled, if you would, guys. Please and thank you. Like the stream. Share it out if you would like to. And yeah. Yep, a lot of peptides being sold by lots of people that are not clinically proven. Period.
It's a buzzword right now out in the space.
It's a buzzword that you're using. It's a buzzword that people in Nueva are using as well.
And people are banking on the fact that you don't like, you know the word, you know it's a buzzword. You're kind of like, what you're hearing about it everywhere, and you're like, why is this so important? Like, and now you feel like you're hearing it from all different angles. But people are banking on the fact and marketing on the fact that you don't fully understand what it is. And so
right. And at the very basics, peptides are chains of amino acids. Period. It's essentially what that is.
Really, this conversation is to help you understand some key differentiations on what's out there so that you can ultimately decide like what is a good fit for you, what makes sense for your needs and what you want to accomplish. I'm going to tell you right now, there are lots of different peptide options. Okay.
Right. And each of those peptide options, because she can't say peptides, have to be evaluated on their own. So it's a lot of studies that need to happen.
Okay, there's lots of options out there, but it's important that when exploring these options, that you understand, really what.
Did he? The HempWorks guy made their website. It is. If y'all haven't seen their website, it's quite fascinating. Definitely lacking information.
Peptides are and what they do, and then you can judge what you're hoping to accomplish and what's important for you in regards to the delivery, the particular molecules that you want to take advantage of. You get to decide that. But it's just so important to me that people know what they're working with here, because I don't like to think of people getting taken advantage of. It pisses me off. So
Does it piss you off? I don't like people being taken advantage of. I don't like when people are roped into these MLM schemes. I don't like when people are sold crash diets. I don't like toxic diet culture. I don't like when people think that they need to buy meal plans from influencers online that have no idea what the hell that they're doing. Or the influencers that are selling we can build your butt in 10 days. No, we can't. The amount of calories it takes for you to consume to build a butt is going to take much longer than 10 days. I can't stand any of that. It's so funny to me to hear her saying this, because that's exactly what she's doing. She's taking advantage of people that are looking for real solutions.
To give kind of like some little tidbits to help y'all understand. Like I was in a community earlier today, and by the way, guys, if you're catching this live,
wait till y'all hear this. She was in a Facebook group. Wait until you hear this.
Say hello. And if you're catching this on a replay, drop a replay in the comments below. But I was in a group today, and, somebody was asking for, specific feedback on on a few peptide molecules that their doctor was recommending to them, or
medication. Yeah.
that had seen one of their patients have some good success with. And there was a whole bunch of comments and people were talking about like, oh, I've got I have an all natural option. I've got a homeopathic option. I've got a plant-based blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I know that sounds appealing and it sounds like, oh, then that's better. And I'm not saying one is better or worse. I'm saying they're completely different. And I want to help you understand that, because I do think that you're going to get hammered from all directions. If you aren't already, you're going to get hammered from all directions on different opinions, and people say this is better than that, or mine is better than theirs. And the reality is there are lots of great options. There are lots of different opportunities for delivery and different mechanisms of action. But I want you to understand so that you can take the information and you can kind of know what's up. Like, you can kind of know what's up out there. So when we're
So the interesting part about that is that she's grouping these together like they're all absolutely effective. Like they all have scientific evidence that they do what these people claim that they do. And that's not the case. If you're taking a GLP-1 medication that you're injecting that was prescribed to you by your doctor, you can't compare that delivery method to taking a Nueva capsule that has Sloop 332 in it that's going through the digestive process. Those are two very, very, very different things. The way that she's talking about this, and some of the stuff that she's going to say tonight is not necessarily wrong, but the underlying motive here is for her to sell people the Nueva products, even though she doesn't care if you guys buy or not, but she's a sales strategist. Like, what are we doing?
looking at peptides, I want you to think of that. Like when people say like, oh, I've got, a natural alternative to this, or, it can cause the same results and, it's plant-based or whatever.
That's his name, Josh Zwagel. I don't know why I glitched there. I saw that about my members only stream. I fixed that. Thank you.
That's misleading because they're very, very, very different clinical and scientific mechanisms of action. And again,
and efficacy, not just action, efficacy.
I'm not saying one is better or worse. The only reason I want to have this conversation is to help empower you so that you know what your options are and that you've got a good idea. Because I'm telling you, there's millions of people using peptides right now in all forms. One molecule.
Oh, that makes it okay. Since, millions of people are using peptides in all forms, that makes it okay for everybody, right? Research only peptides, gray market peptides, where they're reconstituting it themselves, and it'll keep in the fridge for. Listen, I couldn't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
In particular, we're seeing a lot of people use, but what I see, millions of people are using them, and very few really understand what they are. And
but you're the expert. Right? You're the expert on research-only peptides.
What they do. So, I'm going to paint it real clear, really simple, okay? If y'all are like all about simple and you like things to be like bite-sized, like I look at science and I'm like, okay, how can I understand this or explain it like to my 9-year-old? How can I help her understand? That's how I like to, simplify things. If you are with me, drop simple.
Yeah, because MLMers don't like the word easy because that makes it sound like, and if you were in an MLM, you already know where I'm going with this. It's not easy. It's simple. You follow the steps. This is what they say. You follow the steps and you build your business and, you do your DMOs and you move on with your day. But saying it's easy makes it seem like anybody could do it. And if anybody could do it, the income disclosure statements wouldn't look the way that they do. So they will always replace easy with simple, which is so funny because she just did that here.
In the comments if you're with me on that one, because what a true peptide is basically like, think of it like a key. Think of it like a key that when it's in your body, it unlocks a very specific lock inside your body.
Right. And some of those locks, we don't know the long-term effects of that lock being opened.
Peptide is the key, and when it's in your body, it unlocks a very specific lock inside your body. And I'll give you some examples. There are very specific molecules that, that signal when you need tissue repair, or it signals maybe you have a wound, and it signals to the wound to build more collagen, or it signals, to your body when it feels depleted or exhausted. It signals to trigger.
Why are you snapping?
More energy and or maybe if you're having trouble, like you're not burning fat cells as efficiently and your metabolic rate is kind of in the toilet, one of those key molecules unlocks the ability to, increase fat metabolism and increase a resting metabolic rate. Like, it's very, very cool. And here's another one. What about when mitochondrial dysfunction is in play? There are peptide molecules that can actually trigger mitochondrial repair, energetic. It's like repairing the battery on your phone when it starts to like drain quicker and it's not using. It's like it's starting to glitch a bit, and you're like, wait, I just charged this. Why is it like draining? And you need to like either update your battery,
Okay, now I know she's trying to make this sound really, really simple. She said that that's what she was doing, but I think that we have to be really careful because we don't know what some of these keys that are unlocking things are going to do down the road. And also, biology isn't that simple. Whether something actually works is going to depend on things like absorption, dosage, stability, how it's delivered, how it's metabolized, and most importantly, does it have any good human evidence behind it? That's the question that we should be asking as we're watching all of this or coming across this type of content on social media.
Your operating system. That is what a peptide molecule does. It's very specific. It's very precise.
Touche. The hands in the video's face. That makes her an expert. So what you're saying is I need to start talking like this when I'm talking about fitness and nutrition.
So when we're looking, I see a lot of different conversation around, I got an all natural this, I got a homeopathic that, or a thing that does the same thing. No, guys, it's like apples and broccoli. It's a very different mechanism of action. It's not.
Millions of people are using different kinds of kratom and illegal drugs too. Indeed.
Like the magic of peptides, it's not that, the magic isn't that it's all natural. The magic is it's precise. Like precision, like when it goes down the hatch or under your tongue or in your belly, whatever your delivery is, when it goes in, you don't question whether or not it's going to work. Like it's got a job to do. It literally has it targets a specific job to do. So you don't wonder. Whereas if you're taking, and by the way, guys, I use.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that would happen.
Clean, plant-based, herbal extracts, clean vitamins and trace minerals. Like I do supplement with those kinds of things because I love that, they contain things like, plant-based things contain like polyphenols and, antioxidants, things that are good for reducing oxidative stress and, alkaloids, things that like all kinds of things that can like boost your immunity, make you feel good. It kind of supports your body, like nutritionally, it fills some gaps, from the inside out. And so there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the same as peptide science. They're quite different, actually. So when you're talking about peptide science, you're looking at molecules like GLP-1, GHKCU, TB500, tesamorelin, tesofensine, dihexa, BPC157, 5-amino-1-MQ, SLU-PP332, KPV. Like, you're looking at very specific molecules. It's not a hydrolyzed protein extracted from some process, from a plant.
Okay, now all of this may sound impressive to some people, but simply naming all of these is not evidence. Each of those has a completely different amount of research behind it, or lack thereof. Some have FDA approved medical uses, some are still experimental, some only have animal data. You can't lump them all together on your Facebook Live and pretend that they all have the same level of evidence and also be pitching like you're the expert when you're selling an MLM supplement. I almost said something else, but I think you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, eat fruits and vegetables. Absolutely. Welcome, welcome. You know, the stuff that does the things, making the feelings, this lady right now. That certainty is all the words and letters and numbers. Is she just calling out a bingo game right now? I mean, you're not wrong.
Each have their purposes, but I just want you to be able to wrap your brains around it. And guys, forgive me. Like, I hope that doesn't sound like condescending or like that's the last thing I want to be, because I know like nobody likes to feel dumb, like, right? My hope is that I'm helping you not feel like you're behind. I'm hoping that while everybody's talking about the peptides and you're like, okay, why am I hearing this all the time? I'm hoping that what I share with you helps kind of give you an idea of what they are, what they do, and also some of the things that you're probably going to see out there.
Keep in mind, she's not a medical professional. So if you have questions about whether a GLP-1 medication is right for you, talk to your doctor. And again, I'm going to say this a bunch of times tonight, but the grouping of all of these peptides as if they are all the same thing and have all the scientific evidence, all the same scientific evidence behind it, is what is the most confusing, I feel like, to people. Because you see peptides, these people are speaking in codes. A lot of times they're linking it back to their MLM product that's a GLP-1 support product, as they claim. It's messy. It's messy. So, you know what? Let's take a break real quick, and let's pour a cold Dr. Pepper Zero, strawberries and cream, because y'all know how much I love them. Not sponsored, but that would be kind of cool. Because I feel like her energy is so chaotic that I feel like I have to pause it for just a second to like, okay, let's recenter for a minute, right? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. My video kept skipping and I was so confused why until I realized I had my video speed at 1.25. No way. That's something I would do for sure. Lovely. Cheers, my friends. I feel like we should cheers because, you know, we're on FaceTime together. Lovely. All right. Now that I've recentered for a moment, let's get back to it.
Again, yes, I do represent and I do sell oral pure peptide molecules in stack form, teeny tiny tablets. Makes zero difference to me. Whether you ever purchase them from me or ask me about them, it makes zero difference to me. I
don't believe that for a second.
Preference. That's what I've chosen. Of course I can do injectables. Of course I can. And who knows, maybe someday I will. There's a few actually that I've had my eye on that I'm very interested in, the science that's like emerging around them. And I very well may inject them at some point. I'm still doing some digging though myself, but it's my personal preference. And I want y'all to feel like your personal preference, like there's no one size. It's literally up to you. I just want you to know.
But again, they're not all the same thing. They don't all have the same scientific evidence to show that they do what these people claim to do, especially these MLM companies, especially these oral peptides through these MLM companies. This is so weird. I hate this so much. I've watched this twice now, preparing my notes for all this and just being prepared for this. I don't even know what to call it, but the whole conversation around oral peptides that are proprietary blends from these MLM companies. I will say there are some oral peptide medications that absolutely work, but peptides are generally broken down in our digestive system. And that's one of the biggest challenges researchers have had for decades. The question isn't, is it an oral peptide or how do I want to word this? The question is, which peptide, what formulation, what dosage, and what evidence do we have? Do we actually have? Those are the questions that I think we should be asking as we're seeing this type of content online.
You're dealing with here. I want you to know what's out there. Here's another thing. It's like, so just to wrap that up on the whole peptides, like versus, plants that have like polyphenols and antioxidants. They're both great. They just have they're both valuable. In fact, they actually work way better together, ideally. That's why I take both of them. But to say that these vitamins and minerals, like that they are peptide acting or that they cause the same outcomes, it's a completely different mechanism of action. And I feel that that's misleading.
I mean, I do agree with that. I do agree that they are completely different actions. You're involving two different systems within the body. If we're comparing oral peptides, specifically MLM peptides, and injectable GLP-1 medication peptides.
To a lot of people, so I just wanted to clear that up. And I'm sorry if that makes you mad, but I care about people getting moved around like a chess piece. Like, people should know what's in front of them.
I'm sorry. You're in an MLM. You were in another MLM prior to this, Modere. And you don't like when people are moved around like a chess piece. And you're going to play in our faces like that, Jen Cooper. While you're in an MLM where they probably have some sort of a placement suite to move people around like, what did she say? Chess pieces.
I don't think a lot of people do, and I'll tell you how I know. Literally in one of my neighborhood communities, they were looking for an alternative to their GLP-1 peptide. And when I said, because they couldn't afford it, or it was like, they had really bad side effects, or that they gained all the weight back, which, yeah, that's probably going to happen.
Okay, first of all, I know I'm pausing this kind of soon. Remember when we were talking about she was talking about the community, and I said, just wait till you hear about this. So there's some sort of a community. I'm assuming it's like a Facebook group or something like that. And somebody was on there saying, hey, I can't afford this medication anymore. I'm looking for other alternatives. And she was saying a few minutes ago, oh, well, I have this homeopathic and I have this and I have that, and it's a natural alternative and this and that. And Jen is in there, I'm sure of it, hyping up Nueva body with Sloop 332 right in there. And I bet it just wasn't received well, because I think she does go on a rant here in just a second. But oh man, somebody is like, hey, I can't afford this medication. First of all, let's make healthcare accessible. Thank you. For everybody. Period. Okay.
For a lot of people, that's what we know. The science shows us it is what it is. But some people, they want to get like super thin for a little bit, and then they find out after. That's what happened to this person. And so I commented.
Let me also mention that weight gain after dieting is also documented. That happens. If the lifestyle modifications aren't withheld, if movement is not continued, of course, you would be putting yourself into some sort of a calorie surplus in some way, shape, or form, and you're going to gain weight. That's well documented, even after dieting. So
that you should, if your insurance doesn't cover it and you want to I'm like, I get that you want to maintain the results that you've already accomplished. Maybe check out some oral peptide stacks that can give you
maybe just check out some oral peptides. I might have some suggestions for you. Meanwhile, she's trying to get in this dude's guy. Is it a guy? I don't remember. This person's DMs. I'm sure of it, to send the link. Or they love the boards app. They love the boards app. Oh my God.
A lot of the same results, but with without the medical red tape and high price tags.
Right. And you can't say that. You're comparing a GLP-1 medication that this person was taking, prescribed by their doctor, and you're saying that, oh, we have an alternative that's cheaper and doesn't have all the medical health insurance red tape. You know what else it's lacking? Scientific evidence on your product. Oh my God.
And he's like, I've never thought about oral, or I've never thought about taking an oral peptide molecules. And I'm like, but you are taking a peptide molecule. Like, he literally didn't even know.
And so you turned this into an entire Facebook Live, trying to position yourself as the expert that's going to educate people. And the bottom line is, you're just trying to sell the Nueva body product with the peptides in it. How much, we don't really know. And it sounds like you're salty that the person was like, oh, I've never thought about that. Oh, how could you not think about that? That's what this sounds like to me. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think.
That his GLP was a peptide. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. That's where a lot of this conversation comes from, guys.
Oh, and there it is. Yeah.
I don't want to sway that guy. I was trying to empower him. I'm saying, hey, check this out. Like,
you were trying to empower him by what? Did you send him your link? Did you send him to the FDA website? Jen, be so for real. I can't. We're tired in 2026. We are tired.
There's different options for you based off what you said you don't want anymore. So that brings me to another point, guys. It's all about like awareness of your options. A lot of times when people hear the word peptide, they immediately think skinny shot, the GLP.
I mean, when I think peptide, I think of food and I think of protein. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
For peptide, they think GLP. They think it's like the only, or it's
right. Empower him to buy your product. Also, how empowering would it be to work with somebody in that position that can't afford their medication? Now, I'm not going to assume that that person was taking the GLP-1 medication just solely for weight loss, because it has many other benefits. Talk to your doctor about it if you are interested or have questions. I am not a medical professional. However, how empowering would it be to work with that person on lifestyle changes, to see what they're doing, how they're feeling, what their sleep is like, what their stress management is like? Do they have a sleep hygiene routine? How is their water intake? What does a day of eating look like? Those would be really powerful tools, not tools, that's not the right word, questions to ask, instead of just, hey, have you ever thought about taking an oral peptide? I have some options here, but if it's not for you, that's cool. Come on.
The most prominent, most talked about, everybody's talking about microdosing and this and that, which
also, microdosing is not how those medications were studied.
By the way, guys, I do think there's a time and a place. I'm not anti any of this. I am pro awareness. I'm
pro science. I'm pro scientific evidence. I'm pro let's not use testimonials and fear to try and get people to buy our MLM product or supplements.
Pro, helping people not get taken advantage of. That.
Meanwhile, she's in a multi-level marketing company.
the point of this conversation. So a lot of times people, I see a lot, especially in the wellness space. Good God. I've been in the wellness space a really long time, you guys. And I've always looked at it like when I teach my group fitness classes, I
forgot she's a personal trainer as well. So she knows about the lifestyle changes and is still saying this.
People to feel like when I'm teaching, I never want my students to feel ashamed in any way of not picking up on the choreography, or if they stumble around and look like a rhythmless nation when they're, you know, moving to the music and trying to do their body combat, but they're not quite getting the moves. Like, I never want people to feel shame.
I do agree with that part. Everybody is in a different place with their fitness and working out journey, and there should not be shame when it comes to working out. I agree with that.
Not, and the worst part about being in the, so I overcompensate in my group fitness classes. I want everybody to feel like I'm freaking proud of you, even though you're like stumbling around and bumping into people and not really getting the moves, but I want you to have a good time. I want you to know I'm here with you. I'm in the trenches with you. I'm not saying like, you know, oh, look out. don't hit your neighbor. I'm not saying like, I'm proud of their accomplishments, right? Or I want to give them encouragement. And something about the health and wellness space that drives me ape shit bananas is the constant, like, you know, oh, I have this, somebody asks me about my natural blah, 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 and then all of a sudden they're researchers and, you know, meanwhile they're eating a donut or driving through McDonald's. And I'm like, do they really think that shaming anyone is going to do anything positive for that person, for your business, for the people that are in your environment? Like the shame, people don't need shame, y'all. They need support.
I do agree with that. And people also need scientific evidence to back up the claims. That is important.
They need a hand. They need empowerment. They need encouragement.
This right here. Yes. You can't tell me for 1 second that she doesn't teach these classes. And when somebody's like, oh my God, are you on social media? She's like, yeah, follow me. And then she does lives like this. And they're like, oh my God, she sells an all natural oral peptide. Oh my God. Let me ask her about that next week when I see her in class. You can't tell me that that's not happening. And if that is happening, that is so unethical and so unprofessional. I can't even. I don't know what gym she works at. I don't know what their policies are. I would love to find that out because I think that's a question that needs to be asked for sure.
And so when I see people make shameful judgments, like, for example, when people talk about GLPs and somebody will say, you know, easy way out, lazy person's weight loss, or lazy person's way of losing weight. I'm like, damn, y'all, like, people are looking for help. They're looking for a hand. Like,
I mean, I do agree with that. I don't think that if you're taking a medication that you've discussed with your doctor and you and your doctor decide that's a good move for you to take, I don't think there should be shame around it. I don't really think that it's anybody else's business, to be quite honest. But if you are sharing your journey and you choose to share your journey and people are shaming you for that, that's disgusting. They're not your doctor. They don't have access to your medical history, you know, family history, your lab work, and disrespectfully, they can sit down, you know?
Like, enough with the shaming already. Like, help them understand. You don't have to shame people's choices and other options.
This is awesome. Congrats.
Oh, here's another one. People say, oral peptides do nothing. It just sounds dumb, y'all.
Well, you might think it sounds dumb, but if we're talking about Nueva's oral peptides, where is the scientific evidence on your product? On the dosage in your product? I would love to be able to look up the ingredients and say, look, this is what it shows, but that's not even available on their website. You can only get it in a $339 transformation bundle that has like 6 different products. Where's the scientific evidence on your product? You may not like that people say that oral peptides don't work. I think that's a very, very vague statement. I think it needs to be more specific and in the form of a question. Show me the scientific evidence on your product.
Oh, like it sounds dumb coming out of your mouth. Like, number one, it shames people's choices. And
asking for scientific evidence on a product that you're pitching as the underlying motive without being transparent about it, acting like you are the person that is here to educate people because you don't want people to be scammed or taken advantage of, is a wild take. I mean,
number two, it's ignorant because that is grossly inaccurate, you know?
Oh, really? Why don't you guide me to the FDA website where it shows the scientific evidence on your product? And one of the things that people in this company are using a lot is the Yucca app. I've been noticing that for quite some time. They love that Yucca app. I don't know if I'm going to do a video on it. I've thought about it in the past, but what do you guys think about that app?
When you can, anyways, I'll just leave it at that. Shame does nothing to build people's businesses. So
shame does nothing to help people make lifestyle changes that are sustainable. Lifestyle changes that are sustainable are what works. Along with, if medication is required from their doctor, those two things can coexist.
It's important that people understand, that y'all understand that there's options out there. I never say mine is better than that. My job isn't to tell you what's best. My job is to understand what
this part right here. And if you're like, what are y'all talking about? You need to check out my Nueva playlist. Go to my playlist. I have it organized by companies. Check out the Nueva playlist. A white labeled product decided on in a day after Modere closed. Sure, we believe you.
You want. What do you want injectables? Do you prefer the simplicity of oral? Do you prefer, or do you want, GLPs, or do you want, other peptide molecules that, pretty much accomplish the same thing?
I don't think you can say that, Jen. I don't think, well, one, that's not accurate. And two, I'm pretty sure the FTC doesn't like things like this being said. And the FDA probably.
Like, a lot of people don't know that these options are out there. So that's all I'm thinking.
These options are not interchangeable. This is her trying to insert herself into this conversation about peptides because she thinks she has a solution that is an alternative to injections, a prescribed, studied medication from people's doctor. Unreal.
Again, is what do these people actually want? My job is to kind of like point them in the right direction. And
that's the job of the medical professional that they're seeing.
I just wanted to share this because I see it all the time. I think there's a gross misrepresentation of peptides and the miracle molecules that they really are.
I don't know that I would call them miracle molecules. I do agree with her on the misrepresentation, and I think she is included in that. Because if I went to her social media and I started looking at how she's talking about Nueva body, I guarantee you I'd find her saying some of the same things that she's coming after other people for saying. I guarantee it.
I think it's misleading to suggest I have a natural option.
And I bet people in Nueva are saying that Nueva body is a natural option to GLP-1 medications. I bet I could search that on Facebook and find that very post. Many of them, as a matter of fact.
They're different mechanisms. Scientifically, they have completely different mechanisms of action.
And different levels of efficacy. And how do we figure that efficacy out? We study them on humans for a long period of time.
Not the same. And to not educate people on these differences, I think is misleading. I think it's misleading.
I appreciate you.
And yeah, I wanted to say something about it. So take that how you will, guys. I hope that that was helpful for you. If you are not currently a Peptide user, I hope that was helpful for you to learn a little bit about what they are. Remember, they're a key that unlocks a specific mechanism of bodily function inside of you. And it's very exciting. And what emerging science is showing and suggesting right now, guys, we can help so many people in such a targeted way. I've been in the high quality supplement space for a very long time, and I'm really, really excited to be in the peptide sector now. It's a completely different sector. It's not a supplement. It's a very targeted approach, and it's very, very next gen. It's a very exciting place to be. But what I'm most excited about, I think, is helping you all feel empowered, helping you understand what's out there, and you will be pushed around if you don't know. Like, they're literally taking advantage of the fact that you don't understand what peptides are. And so I hope this helped you kind of understand it a bit more. And if there's anything I can do to support you or answer questions for you or help learn a bit more about you to maybe point you in the right direction to something that might help you, no shame.
Oh, so you're the expert. You're going to suggest what people should take. And I know that she's going to suggest her products with Nueva. God.
Without shaming your choices or where you're at, I'm happy to do that. And if not, that's okay too. I hope this helped. All right, guys.
I love that she's excited about emerging science. And I also love that Kay Marie mentioned emerging science means it works in mice or cells, in culture, in labs. Yeah.
Love y'all. See you later.
Okay, bye. Well, that was all I have for you guys today. That was something. Peptides. Listen, if you have to speak in code to try and sell people your products, probably not ethical, in my opinion. I mean, I don't believe for one second that MLMs are ethical. I don't believe what Jen is doing is ethical. I wonder about the safety of the people that are at the gym taking her classes and what she is telling them. And it's something. Anyways, I know tonight was a shorter stream than I had planned on, but here we are. And I appreciate you guys. If you have not already, if you would like and subscribe to the channel, you can turn the bell notification on if you'd like to be notified anytime I upload anything. I did upload a Ninja Creamy banana bread protein ice cream recipe on Instagram, and I think I'm going to upload it here as a short tomorrow on YouTube, because I know not everybody's on Instagram, so you can keep an eye out for that. It is so good. So good. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. If you're a member, I will see you over in the members only after party here in just a second. I appreciate y'all, and I will see you later.